Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Tuesday Evening Happy Hour with Back to Basics Dog Training. For those of you who know me and those of you who don't know me, I'm Leon. I'm the trainer here over at Back to Basics Dog Training. And each and every Tuesday evening at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I bring you this live free dog training Q&A session where none of your questions regarding your dog's behaviors are off limits. For those of you who want more information, I also do this Saturday mornings at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So you got 2 times a week you can get me and ask your questions. As always, if you're watching now live or later on the replay, please put your comments in. Let me know you're watching, where you're watching from. The more comments I get, the more stoked I get, and the more I just want to go and help you guys, with our furry family members to have that happy, balanced life that they deserve. Good morning, Michelle, Rob, Athena. Good morning, good evening. Michelle, Rob, Athena, and Bergen. Always good to have you guys here. Hope all is well there. Michelle, we got to touch base for when I'm up there. I think I'm heading up on the 17th now, and I'll be there till about May 6th to start doing some training. Hello, Ventina. I'm still waiting for you to reach out to me with your Houdini dog. We need to get together so we can have you happy and the puppy happy. So, yes, definitely text me. And Michelle, text me. We'll get in touch and we'll get these kids figured out for you. Hello, Linda. Hello. I'm so excited to be able to start helping you on Friday. You and Kobe. Kobe sent me pictures. Beautiful American Staffordshire Bulldog. He's just beautiful. He's such a gorgeous, regal looking dog. So I can't wait to start helping him. So as always, guys, until I start seeing some questions pop up, I am going to start with the subject of the week. I had one of the best experiences I had yesterday working with a dog right here in my complex. Bailey is the dog. David is the father, and Bailey is a lab mix, I'm going to say. I'm not sure of the exact age. Having troubles calming the girls down when they start play fighting. Nothing bad has happened yet, but I know it can. Yeah, that's going to be a hard thing. Again, Michelle, it's a great point you brought up. When the dogs get too excited with their play, that can turn to aggression very, very quickly. You got two big kids there, so you need to learn to control it. Again, I know for Athena, I'm not sure for Bergen, if you have the e-collars for both of them. I don't remember. If you do, they should be on pretty much except for when they're sleeping. This way you have some control in the house. And again, these are things we can go over. Let me know if when I come up, if we do need another e-collar, because I do got to place an order for some of those before I come up there for stock and for the dogs I'm working with while I'm up there. No, we're thinking about getting. Yeah, you should probably get a second one at this point. If you want, I'll bring it up with me to save you some money. I'll order some and bring them with me to save you some money. Because as you guys know, I order them, I get a dealer discount. I pass that savings on to you guys. So again, also you can use Michelle, what they call a bonker, which is a rolled up bath towel. You roll it up nice and tight, like a big fatty, put some rubber bands on it. And when you see the plays getting too rough, you could take this bonker and throw it at them at the same time as saying no, or your discipline sound. It unlocks their brains. Then you have to get up, follow up. Hey, calm it down, guys. You're playing too rough. And then at the same time, pick up the bonker so they don't think it's a chew toy. So that's a way to do things when you don't have them on leash and you don't have the remote leash, the e-collar, whatever you want to call it. It's just a bath towel, fold it in half, roll it nice and tight, a couple of rubber bands around it to hold it. It's a bath towel. Throw it at the dogs. It ain't gonna hurt them, guys. It's a great tool. I know if you go to some different Facebook groups. They're going to condemn the bonker the same way they condemn e-collars, prong collars, and different type of tools. But if the tools are used right, it's not going to hurt them. It's a freaking towel. And what it is when they're in that play mode, their mind is just so locked up they don't think hear anything else really. They don't get so by throwing bonker with your discipline word, yeah, you can clap your hands really loud. It's just something when we do corrective measures to a dog, guys, and that's the leash correction I talk about. If you're using an e-collar, low level stim, the bonker, a clap, it's to unlock their brains from whatever they're doing at that specific time. So what the difference between clapping your hands or using a can of coins that was an old school method is versus using a bonker or a leash or a remote leash e-collar is there is an uncomfortable feeling with the discipline sound. And that's the key. If the can of coins, what happens on the squirt bottle, that's even better. People use a squirt bottle and then they tell me, well, it worked for a short period of time, but then it stopped working because there was nothing really uncomfortable about it. They got spritzed in the face with water. Doesn't upset me. It doesn't change anything. Or they become afraid of the squirt bottle, which we don't want them to become afraid of things because you got to show it to them. So the object of doing any type of correction is to unlock the brain. So they're like, whoa, what's that? Oh, you want me to calm down. But remember, anytime you do a corrective measure with your dog, you need to have the 4 C's of dog training, which is the calm, confidence, consistency to get the control. And the first two are the most important, the calm, confidence. And that works on anything. When we use calm confidence, guys, it works on every behavioral issue a dog may exhibit. It could be an overly excited dog or dogs. It could be an aggressive dog. It could be an unsure dog. It could be a scared dog. If I'm calm, confident, they're going to follow that energy. If I'm calm, but I'm not confident, they're not going to follow me. If I'm not calm, they're definitely not going to follow me. So getting back to the dog that I worked with last night, because I really want you guys to hear it, and David the owner is doing a phenomenal job because I got the feedback this morning already from it. This girl was so shut down for whatever the reason was in its past, whatever it was, doesn't matter, was so shut down. She'd hide underneath his desk while he's working from home. Getting her to come out of the apartment into the hallway was a struggle. This dog just did not want to leave the safety of his apartment. So, what that tells me is there's some insecurity there, whatever it was. Again, whatever happened in the past was the past. I can't fix it, so I'm going to move forward. But her brain got so locked up that she could not move. She she was terrified of the outside world. She felt safety in the apartment. It's a controlled environment. She felt safety in the dog park because it's again fenced in area. It's a controlled environment. But the outside world terrified her. So what I worked with is trying to teach people. Dogs have insecurities. Dogs have fears, whatever it may be. We have to guide them through those things. Never force them through it. Guide them through it. So in Bailey's case, it was the threshold. The front door was a huge, huge wall in front of this dog. So I did my normal routine. We guided her to the door, and it took me a while to get from the bedroom room where she was in just to get to the front door because I'm a new handler. She wasn't sure what the hell I was doing, but I just stayed calm, confident. I applied some leash pressure, and as soon as I saw any motion, good girl, let's go, and try to make it fun. But we got to the front door, and guys, it's heartbreaking when you see a dog just shut down. It kills you, but you can't let that affect what you're going to do because if I feel bad for her at that point when I'm working with her, I'm not that calm, confident. So what I did is I just stayed, and I got any motion. I don't care because it's hardwood floors. It's a little slippery. Even if by me holding the pressure, I got some motion, and even though she wasn't doing it, just because I got forward motion, I was like, good, yes. And it took me a little bit. I don't know if David's watching tonight. If you do, David, you may remember the time because when I'm doing this, I don't pay attention to how long the process takes. Um, but I got her to unlock, and she came out through the door, and I brought her right back in because her reward was going back in because I didn't have treats with me, and I did suggest using high value treats, boiled chicken, cheese, low sodium hot dogs, just to get her nose to use. Because when the dog is that shut down, they're not using their nose. And if they're not using their nose, they're not getting anything. They're not registering the information they need to gather. Their nose should be saying, okay, there's nothing dangerous in the hallway. But because she wasn't using her nose, it was very hard for her to understand. She just saw concrete walkway. Oh my God, whatever was going through her mind. And I did this process maybe 5 or 6 times. And every time I brought her back in, and that was her reward, and we praised her. And then each time got easier and easier to do. So she got it. Then got to the elevator. She went into the elevator nicely, which was really nice to see. But then when she came out, because she doesn't understand the difference of the floors, she came out of the elevator, and just so you visualize it, to get to his apartment, it would be out of the elevator. You'd make a right, and we got to the lower level, and she right away went to the right because she wanted to get back to the apartment. Not understanding, again, because she doesn't use her nose, she should be able to tell, oh, that's not my floor. And I can tell you that for a fact because Zoe knows we're in the middle floor. I can let her loose somewhere in the apartment and just tell her to go home, and she goes right to my door. And all 3 floors look identical, but she knows because of her sense of smell, which is our apartment. Um, and then we got her out, and she does decent on the walk. She's still learning. She's still pulling. She's still now she's trying to sniff everything because we're outside. And we brought her to the dog park, and I saw a change in this dog again because she must have felt safe. But in my conversation with her dad, he was like, "But then when I go to leave, it starts over again." She gets to the gate at the dog park, and she's like, "Nope, I'm not having any of this," and she shuts down. So I'm like, okay, so let's make this into a game because she's having a lot of fun in the dog park. And what I did is let's put the leash on her and just walk around, fast pace, make it fun. Yeah, come with me, Bailey. This is great. This is great. I went to the gates. I opened up the gates, and I said, whenever you're ready, just keep that momentum going with that fun and just go through the gates. And it worked. She just went out, no hesitation. So then what I noticed is as we were walking, Bailey was trying to go, in this case, to the left, go back to the buildings. And I'm like, no, we can't. We got to go a different way. We don't want her to have that flight mechanism. I need to get back to the apartment. We need her to trust him. So I said, no, just keep going. We're going to walk a different way. And we did. And we got to another path that takes us to the apartments, or it goes a different way. And she knew where the building, which direction to go towards the building. So she tried to go there. So I said, nope, go the other path. And she shut down again. And she just locked up. I'm not moving. I'm done with this. You guys are idiots. Um, I'm done with it. Um, so what I did is at that point, I took the leash and I brought her back to where she was doing really good until we got to that fork in the road, for a lack of better terms. And I went the way we were going, and she locked up. And as soon as I got to some forward motion, I'm like, I did the same routine, leash pressure, good, forward motion, a foot or two. And I turned around, went back to where we started, and did it again. And I got a little further, and she followed. And then we got a little further, and then she followed. And I'm like, okay, we're breaking her out of this cycle, trying to get back to the building. And then I gave, of course, here, you take the leash, you do the same routine. And every time we get further, we're going to praise, we're going to praise, we're going to praise. And she got it. Guys, she got it. It took maybe 5, 6, 10 times. I don't remember anymore. But she got it. And when she made that turn to go to the fork the way we wanted to go, you actually saw a change in her step. There was a lot more confidence in her. She was like, okay, this is good. They're happy with me. Nothing bad is happening when I went this way. I don't have to have this insecurity. And then there was a couple of mistakes. Like at one point, she started to lock up, but self-corrected and went forward. When David stopped, she locked up again. Okay, that's just an opportunity for him to learn. A lot of times their routine is we're going to stop. No, you want me to keep going? I'm going to keep going. So they kind of self-correct, which is what we wanted. So we backed up, we started again, and then he just went with the momentum and it worked. And, then we got back to his building. And as soon as we got to the gate to get into the building towards the elevator, of course, Bailey wanted to go in that way. I'm like, no, pass it. Don't let Bailey control going back in. Again, calm confidence. She's going to follow the energy. And we walked in front of the entranceway 10, 15 times. Um, Nancy, I'll get to your question in a second because I just want to wrap this up real fast to show you how this works. Um, After we did this a bunch of times, and I didn't do it, I had David doing the whole thing. Um, I said, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to walk past it. You're going to come back, walk past it again. If she does really good, you're going to turn around, walk, and then you're going to guide her into the elevator. And it worked. She went past it once, she went past it twice, boom, to the elevator, back up to the apartment. And we invited her into the apartment. We didn't let her go in first. We made her slow down before she got in. And he said his normal routine when they got in is she would go right, jump on the couch, and she didn't. She came in like a normal dog. She was calm, she was cool, she was confident, and she didn't jump on the couch. She went into her room, and I said, just ignore her. She'll come out to us. And within seconds, she came out to us, which was beautiful. Um, I was walking Zoe this morning, and I hear a shout, and it's David, and he goes, "It only took me one time to get her out the door into the hallway to start the process of her walk." So that 1 2 hour session of just trying to build her confidence, not forcing her, not dragging her through the door, not dragging her to go the way we wanted, helping guide her to make better decisions. She today, a day later, is living a calmer life. And that's just day one, guys. The more he does it, the better this is going to be. So it's guiding. It's not disciplining insecurity or being a dog being afraid of something. It's guiding them through it, if that makes sense. In the comments, let me know if it makes sense, guys. And again, because I really want you to understand there's ways to do things that, I watch all these other YouTube videos. I watch other trainers. I don't necessarily agree. Some of them I agree with, but I don't necessarily agree with them because it, when you're dealing with insecurity, you're dealing with fears, a heavy handed method, disciplining them is never, that's animal abuse. Guiding them is a much better way. It's no different than teaching a child not to be afraid of the dark. I'm not going to force them not to be afraid of the dark. I'm going to guide them through the dark so they realize, oh, there's no boogeyman. And that's what we did with Bailey. There's no boogeyman in the hallway. There's no boogeyman if we make a right instead of a left. There's no boogeyman. And she got it. And she is going to be a happy, balanced dog because she's getting rid of this bad car energy that she has. Nancy asks, I have a question about what I think is fear. A few weeks ago, Trixie was playing in a neighbor's dog yard with their dog. They were about the same size and age, but the other dog was too rough, I think, and Trixie tried to run away and hide, but the other dog would not leave her alone. We left after a few minutes of that. Since then, she is fine meeting the dog on a walk and looks for her each time we walk by the house. However, now she runs and hides whenever another dog tries to play with her. She, it, if she if she in, initiates the play, she's okay. What should I do? Okay, so again, yeah, it could be some of her insecurity. That dog may have been too rough for her, and they look for us for guidance. It's like when I bring Zoe to the dog park. Zoe's the same way. If she initiates the play, she's fine. If another dog tries to do it, she will do corrective measures. She will growl. She will nip at the air. She will tell this dog, not especially younger dogs, because she's an older dog. She'll be like, no, you're going to play on my terms. But when I'm in a dog park or an environment where there's multiple dogs, I'm in control. So if I see the excitement level getting up too high, I'm going to stop the whole process, bring it back down to calm. What Trixie's fear is this dog initiated a high energy play. She wasn't comfortable. She was hiding. And the normal human thing we do is we take them away from that environment. I wouldn't taken Trixie out of the yard yet. I would have probably, if it was me there, I would have had, hey, give me leashes. I get both dogs on a leash. I get them calm where the problem happened, once they're calm, I'm actually going to allow them to play again because their mind is calmer. I'm going to let that go for a few minutes. Then I'm going to regroup it, and then I'm going to leave. So the last impression Trixie would have had is, oh, I was in this yard and it was calm. And the human pack leader was in control even in the playground. It's a hard thing to do. I know. I think I'm going seeing you Monday. Um, that's not my main focus on Monday. That's something we can do maybe later on, or if things are going real well, we can do it. But we need to introduce not only to Trixie that that yard is a calm yard. We have to introduce it to the other dog, but the owners of the other dog have to be on board with us. Um, but it's nothing. None of these behaviors, guys, if we guide them through them, are unfixable. They're just not. But it's guiding them, teaching them a better way to do it. If Trixie was an alpha dog or a middle of the pack type of dog, she may have corrected the other dog, but she doesn't know how to. So that's what we have to show her. Hey, okay, you're not sure about this? I'm going to advocate for you, Trixie. I got you. I'm going to calm this other dog down and help you out. And that's what our dogs look at us to do, is to advocate for them. That's what Bailey was looking for, is somebody to advocate, saying it's okay. It's not that it's okay to be fearful, but I understand it. But I'm going to guide you through it so you don't have to be fearful anymore. Same thing with Trixie in this case. You don't have to be fearful of another dog initiating play. If you don't like it, learn a better way to control it without becoming an aggressive dog. And that's our job. And when they see us correct it with calm confidence, they learn how to correct it with calm confidence. And Zoe's very good at that. I mean, if you ever saw her do it or heard her do it, you wouldn't think she was calm and confident. But I'll tell you one thing, she's one of the most confident dogs you'll ever meet. And even though it's very guttural and she's calm, she's not angry, she's not frustrated. She's just setting the boundaries. Hey, younger, you ain't playing with me like this. So it works. I got a Facebook message. I don't know if the young lady is on tonight with us. I invited her to join us here. The other dog is a little on the wild side, and the owner has trouble getting her to settle down. I thought she would tell the other dog no, but she did not. I didn't know if I should let them work it out or remove Trixie from the situation. If the owner's not going to support you, it's hard to work it out. Again, me being me, even if I was there with you and Trixie, I would ask their owner, hey, can I have a leash so I can help your dog too at that point? And this way they both learn calm, but they have to learn how to say no. You did the right thing by taking her out. Um, um, you did the right thing by taking her out. It's not the ideal thing, but for her well-being, it is. But what I would have maybe have done a little differently is I would have taken her out of the yard and just stayed there till she was calm. And then once she was calm, continue going home or wherever. Karen, I was just going to talk about separation anxiety because of your Facebook message earlier. So Karen's up on Long Island. She says, "Can you talk about separation anxiety? I have a 4-year-old rescue whines and cries when she's when she's left alone. She's been having accidents left by herself." Okay, Karen, my first question to you is, how long have you had her? I know you say she's 4 years old. I don't know if you've had her for 4 years. Um, because that's going to make a huge difference on how I'm going to guide you through this process. Um, Separation anxiety, guys and dogs, is a real thing. You've had her about 8 months. Has she been doing it since you've had her? Um, Separation anxiety is a real thing. Dogs are pack animals. They like the comfort of the pack. Um, One of the things I always suggest, especially on new rescues, 8 months is a new rescue, is even though they're older dogs, is when you first bring them home, and the thing is, it's not too late to start this today, is introduce them to a crate. A crate gives them safety. They're dead animals. They understand the concept. But you have to introduce a crate to them calm. Good thing about a crate is one, very, 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 very rarely does a dog pure poop in their crate because they have to stay there, they have to sleep there, they don't want to stay in that mess. Um, but one of the things to help with separation, I tried, she went crazy. Okay, the crate needs to be reintroduced. I know we talked about maybe setting up a Zoom, and we definitely will do that. I'll put my contact information up here right now, if I can find where I have it, because I have no idea where I do things. This is actually my new information, my new phone number for the business. Hope you guys can see it. Or you can still reach me at the number, wherever the hell it is. I can't figure this pointing thing out. That number behind me, either one of the numbers work. Um, but with separation anxiety, one, again, to me, it's a insecure, it's a fear-based thing. So we have to guide them through that, and it's not, unfortunately, a quick process. So when I deal with dogs that are that bad, what I first try to do is I take all our smart technology. If I don't have, if the home doesn't have a nanny cam system in there, I think you said in your thing you may have a camera in the house. Um, so what I would do is set it up where I can see and hear, and I do what they call desensitizing. I walk out, I watch the camera. As soon as I start seeing the dog get a little nervous, I come back in. Hey, I'm home. Oh, wait, you were gone, but you came back. That's not bad. Okay, good. No noise. Just I turn around and walk out again. I watch the camera. As soon as I start seeing it again, it should be a little bit longer before the anxiety kicks in. You come back in. And then I do it again, rinse and repeat, like I did with this dog on the walk. It was a rinse and repeat theory. The other thing I like to do with dogs that have insecurity is one, calm everything down in the house. Most people, and being a fellow Long Islander, I understand it. We're always in a rush to get someplace. We're rushing to get out of the house. I got to beat the traffic on the expressway. I got to beat the traffic on 347 or Jericho Turnpike, whatever it is. We're trying to get someplace, and we know that these roads are a mess and it's a disaster. Especially I was in the same town as you, Karen, so I know what it's like to get even on some of the roads locally to try to get out. But we're rushing. One thing I always tell people when they're dealing with a dog with separation anxiety, slow the whole process of leaving the house down. It's easy for me to say, get up 15 minutes earlier. Work on the place command, which could be the crate. One of the things I tell people, if your dog is afraid of the crate, goes crazy in the crate, don't do the crate and just leave. Because then the dog's smart. They associate. I get put in here and you leave. Holy crap. I don't like this place. No, what you do is you desensitize them. So again, I guide the dog into the crate. If they're food motivated, I will use food. They go into the crate. I can use my leash, guide them in. Don't force them in. Guide them in. They are in. All four paws are in. Good. You can give a treat if you want, or you can just use praise, whichever you prefer. And as soon as they're in, give them a treat. Good. Okay. Whatever. I don't know your dog's name. I'm going to just use Trixie right now. Trixie, break. And I guide them out of the crate. They get rewarded when they come out again. Treat. Yay, good girl. You came out when I asked you to come out. And then I bring them back into the crate. And instead of being maybe 5 seconds the second time, maybe 10 seconds that you have to stay in the crate. And then I'm going to invite you out again. And I'm going to give you a treat. And I always use a release word. But they're going to come out on my terms. If they try to come out of the crate on their own, I'm going to use a discipline word with the leash and do a no. And then, nope, crate, whatever words you're going to use for it, home, I don't care. And then when I ask them to come out, they're going to come out. I'm going to guide them out. Trixie, break, come out, treat, praise, good deal. Then back into the crate. And eventually you want to work up to duration. The same thing I was saying about leaving, work up to duration. And then the thing is, don't shut the door. What you want to try to accomplish is have the crate someplace where you're going to be. So in the living room, in a bedroom or office. No, don't close the door for a while. You're going to keep the door open because we don't want her to feel like she's going in there being trapped. You're going to just stay with her. in there. Once you get to about 5, 10 minutes of her just staying in there, then you can start the process of closing the gate. Don't latch it, just shut it. See how she reacts. Shut it, couple of seconds, open it. Good, Trixie break. Invite her out again. So now she's seeing the door closing, but they're letting me out. This is a good thing. And again, you work up the duration. When you get a couple minutes into where you can have the door closed and she's not trying to bust out, then you start the process of latching it. And again, same theory, work up to duration. But the key to doing this is one, forget about that she went crazy in the crate when you tried it before. That was yesterday. Can't fix yesterday. And you have to follow my 4 C's of dog training, which is calm, confidence, consistency to get the control. Guys, when we're talking about these dogs that have these insecurities, high valued treats if you're going to use treats. That's why I said boil up some chicken, no seasoning, cheese, low sodium hot dogs, something one that's going to smell good to them, something that's going to taste good, but not their kibble, not training treats. Those aren't high value. High value is really our food. Um, but you work up to it. The other thing, part of that, so if we can get her into her crate, great. Kennel up, crate, whatever word, good. That should stop the process of her understanding it's okay. This is a safe place for me. And then when you come home, you let her out. The other thing, once she gets used to the crate and she doesn't have accidents in it, then you can work what they call a place command, which is a dog bed someplace in the house. Trixie, place. Same theory as the crate. I'm not going to go through the whole back and forth with it, but you're going to work up to duration. And then the best thing for separation anxiety, again, is get up 15 minutes earlier. Use that last 15 minutes. So if you have to leave at 9 o'clock, 8:45, everything should be calm now. Relax, have a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, whatever. Everything is calm. We're not rushing to get out the door because, again, energy is the most important form of communication. I'm going to put that up here because it's so important. Our energy is the most important form of communication that we have with our dogs. So if we're rushing to get out of the house, they're feeling that energy. Oh my God, I got to get the kids' lunch together. I got to do this. 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 I got blah 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 blah. And oh crap, I got to get going by. And the dogs are like, blah, 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 and then we leave and they don't know what to make of it. It's easier to slow the process down. That's why I say get up 15 minutes earlier, get all the crap done. That last 15 minutes before you walk out of your dog door, for your sake and for the dog's sake, should be the calmest 15 minutes of the day at that point. And then you just leave. Don't make a big deal out of it. Don't walk out saying, "Oh my God, I hope she doesn't have a bad day. I hope she can do this," because that's not a calm energy. Calm confidence. You walk out the door. You don't have to make a big deal out of it. You don't have to say anything to the dog. Just walk out, go to work, or go wherever you're going. Again, if you practice this when you have the opportunity, it's not. I'm not saying Rome is going to be built over, in one day. But if you practice that 15 minutes of calm, dog's in its place, staying in its place, it's relaxed because you're relaxed. You walk out, start watching your nanny cam, and hopefully they're just sleeping by that point. Because we're changing the whole narrative. Again, the dogs are reading our energy. Doesn't matter if she's a rescue, doesn't matter that you've had her 8 months or 8 days. The beauty of dogs, if you use the first 2 C's of the 4 C's, the calm confidence, they live in the moment and they will follow it. It doesn't matter that she reacted in the crate yesterday because today's a new day. It's just how it works. It doesn't matter if they're overly excited. It doesn't matter if they're insecure. It doesn't matter if they're fearful. It doesn't matter if they're just happy-go-lucky, goofball excitement, or they're aggressive. Calm confidence fixes 99.9% of the issues, and that 1% or 0.percent, whatever it is, That it doesn't fix is usually a neurological disorder that the dog needs doggy downers. But it's so important to check your inner yourself. The calmer you are and the more confident you are that you're not doing anything that's going to hurt her, you're not doing anything that's going to scare her, you're doing this to give her a better life, she will follow that to the end of the earth. And I know this, guys. I've been doing this for 10,000 years or whatever it's been. I've been doing this and it works. And I've tweaked it and changed some of the things I do because the dogs are communicating to me every single day. And what I learned is the calmer I am, the happier they are. And I learned that from my dogs. I've learned that from your dogs. I've learned that from every dog that I've ever worked with. And it doesn't matter. I dealt with aggressive dogs that want to bite my face off, but they get it. They get it. Dogs that are leash reactive, because I stay calm when they react, they get it. That's one of the things um, that I'll be working with, I think, Friday with Linda. I'm sorry, I'm drawing blanks on all of names. On Friday, I have a video that I worked with a dog last week, I think it was, that it was extremely leash reactive, happy-go-lucky leash reactive, but oh my God, it was painful when the dog lunged at another dog. It looked scary. I actually have it on video. I'm trying to edit the video because it was shot from a distance, so I'm trying to figure out how to zoom it in so it's still clear, so you can see I made a correction. I made a very hard correction. I'm not shy to say that, but the hard correction was done once, and the dog got the point because I was doing no, no, no. The dog wasn't getting it. So then I said, okay, you're not getting it. You're basically flipping me off. So I did a little bit harder of a correction, not to hurt or scare the dog. Did it once, and that was it. Gave it up. Said, oh my God, you are serious about this. I'm not going to react that way anymore. I didn't scare him. And when you watch this video, once I finish editing it, and I'm editing it because it was just shot too far away. I'm hoping I'm not going to have to cut it. It's 16 minutes long, so I'm going to probably put it out on my YouTube channel. So if anybody wants to find my YouTube channel, the QR code I just put in the upper right-hand corner, I guess that would be. If you scan that, will take you right to my YouTube channel. Just subscribe to it. I'm probably going to put it up there. I may do a voiceover on it if I can figure out how to do that. That's way out of my realm. I have to do the research on it because you're not hearing me in this video because I was too far away. But it was beautiful to see because after that correction, if you look at the dog, it was happy. It was calm. It was confident. It had trust. It trusted me. And even though I made a hard correction, but remember, you're allowed to correct your dog. The object of the correction is never to hurt or scare your dog. Teach them a better way to do it. And that's what it's all about. So Karen, I hope that got you some insight on how to start the process. And like I said, we can definitely set up a Zoom session. You reached out to me on Facebook. We coordinated through there or on Facebook, or I'll put my contact information up here. Feel free to text me at 803-415-6970 or email me at info@backtobasicsdogtraining.com. We can definitely arrange that. I don't know if you caught me in the very beginning, Karen. I will actually be up on Long Island for about 3 weeks. I'll be up there. I'm leaving here, I think, on April 17th, and I'm leaving there around May 5th or 6th. I'm not sure exactly what day yet. So if you want to schedule a one-on-one, we could always do that. For anybody who's watching that's not in my local South Carolina area, guys, I do offer Zoom sessions. Zoom training is an economical way of training. It's it's $75 for 2 hours of my time. It's definitely an economical way of doing it versus me coming to your home, which of course I charge more for that. Same 2 hours. The beauty of Zoom versus this platform is those 2 hours I'm focused on you, your dog, and your needs, not bouncing all over the place, trying to, answer as many questions as possible. So again, anybody who wants to see my master in the walk or how to leash train your dog, the QR code in the upper right hand corner takes you directly to my YouTube channel. Scan it, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be working with a resource guarding dog when I'm up in Long Island. That will be videoed or recorded or whatever today's words are for that process. It may be live streamed also. I'm not sure yet. So if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you'll be seeing it in living color pretty much. And the beauty of any of my videos that I've ever put out there on YouTube or Facebook, I don't edit them, I don't cut them. I try to give you guys the full thing. That's why I have a training video on there that's 2 hours long. It's the only time we ever cut that video was to change the batteries in the camera. So I want to be as transparent as possible. I want you guys to see the real world training, the journey of training. I want you guys to see it not edited for TV purposes. That's a bunch of crap. I hate when I see that myself. Show it to me. Show me the mistakes. Show me the positives. So with that being said, guys, we're at about 45-minute mark, so we're going to start wrapping it up soon. As always, thank you for inviting me in your homes each and every Tuesday evening at 8 o'clock. It's truly an honor and a privilege to bring this to you. I love what I do. I love helping you guys out. So thank you for giving me this platform to speak to you. Remember, I do this again every Saturday morning at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So you got 2 times a week you can catch me. But with that being said, guys, if there's no other questions, we're going to wrap it up for the evening. Again, thank you for inviting me into your home. I truly appreciate it. And as always, stay healthy, stay safe. God bless. And remember, together, we can help one dog and one family at a time. Enjoy the rest of your week, guys. I'll see you Saturday morning.